In the latest 3.10.2 patch, Path of Exile introduced the beta of the Vulkan renderer. Today, we will explore what this means for the future of Path of Exile's in-game performance. Welcome, it's your friendly neighbourhood badger here, and I'm back to discuss a pretty exciting new update released to Path of Exile's live servers as of approximately 12 hours ago from the uploading of this video. Grinding Gear Games have introduced a new rendering engine, Vulkan, into Path of Exile, with the intention of solving many problems plaguing the game's infamous, not-so-great performance across many machines. Before we dive into some real-time gameplay comparisons, which, spoiler alert, look extremely promising, let's discuss exactly what this new rendering engine means and how it will improve over time. Initially, to access the Vulkan renderer, you can apply it in the login or character selection screen through this tab here. As stated by Bex, Path of Exile's community director, the Vulkan renderer will not magically make your graphics card perform better than it previously did, but will make your performance a lot more consistent. This means that your peak frame rate will not increase, but you won't have anywhere near as many unpredictable spikes that were making the game feel stuttery and reducing average frame rate. So what does this exactly mean? Well, you know those insane frame drops and stuttering when you try to open a Legion Monolith, or when you spawn too many volatile dead orbs while using impulses as an occultist with all your sick MTX on? Well, it doesn't exactly get rid of all your problems, but by golly, Vulkan will smooth things out like butter. This is an amazingly good step in the direction towards the release of Path of Exile 2. However, it is also important to note that this is a beta implementation. Bex does go on to say, on many systems, this renderer is actually marginally slower than the DirectX 11 one at the moment. This is something we can easily improve over the coming weeks, and aim to by the release of 3.11. Now, this means that, though your frame rate may be lower on certain machines with this first update, this new renderer will be improved to even out back to your normal top FPS, with the added luxury of not frame lag spiking to death in solo self-found hardcore. The Vulkan system is such a good step in the right direction, and by what I've read from others and experienced through feedback on stream, this is a very large improvement straight away across the board, especially for those with lower end machines. To visualize exactly what Vulkan is doing in-game, I've provided a small initial test as quick as I could. Using my Ball Lightning character, I ran two different Desert Spring maps with Beyond and Legion, both with similar monster pack size and mods, running straight to the Legion Monolith while activating Delirium on the way. I will show a side-by-side comparison of the two runs right here. On the top, we have DirectX 11, and on the bottom, we have Vulkan rendering. Initially, not much is different as we run through the map normally. There are standard peaks and troughs, as you would expect from things coming on and leaving the screen, as well as lots of new particle effects happening. However, on activation of the pylon, we notice that things start radically spiking on the DirectX performance, whereas the Vulkan performance takes a drop, but apart from that, seems to be almost unfazed. Peaks and troughs are less apparent on the Vulkan side and seem to indicate a much smoother gameplay experience, which is very much emulated in the visual aspect of things. With the Legion Monolith being one of the more intensive mechanics within this game, this seemed like quite an improvement, although only early days. If you would like to know my computer specs, they are in the description below. I know that lots of different machines can vary with performance. I was pleasantly surprised at the smoothness in-game with mechanics that once caused issues, and I have much more testing to do over the next couple of days. However, this update doesn't come without its bugs and problems. As stated before, this is merely a beta, so bugs are expected, but unfortunately I realized quite quickly I could not use this renderer with Streamlabs OBS, as the screen would freeze, flip, or just turn black seemingly at random. This does mean that for the meantime I cannot use the Vulkan renderer when streaming. Also, on borderless window mode, I could not screen record at all, which never used to be a problem on DirectX 11. To capture the footage you saw today, I had to run on just windowed mode. However, I am sure these problems will be ironed out. To finish with, what does this mean for the future of Path of Exile? Well, in a nutshell, it means very good things, but the main thing is that it means we can expect great performance to come out of Path of Exile 2 and the new expansions in the future. If this is the first step in that direction with Vulkan, it is a massive one. That's it from this short video about Vulkan rendering. What's your experience with this new renderer? Has it improved your performance or caused other issues? Let me know in the comments below, I would love to hear. Oh, and by the way, we hit 10,000 subscribers. Stay tuned for a special announcement. Until next time, Badger out.